So I will not apologize now or ever for trying to protect my daughters and women in sports. And that's what this hearing was about, protecting women.
Lisa McClain outed herself as crazy in this unending, ridiculous debate about trans women in sports. This debate has Republicans spouting out that they're the historical defenders of women, that we have always fought for women and we protect women. Literally, no, you don't. And you never have. And you are still not protecting women by pulling this kind of...
I sat here and listened to every label imaginable. I am here to protect women, girls. My God, why do I have to apologize for that? We spent decades trying to protect women. And you know what? We won. We won. So I will not apologize now or ever for trying to protect my daughters and women in sports. And that's what this hearing was about. Protecting women. So you know what? I am a woman, and let me tell you, hear me roar, because I will not stop protecting women. You want to know why? Because we have rights too. Women have rights too. And our daughters have rights too. Let me be explicitly clear on that. And I will never stop protecting our daughters. I will never stop protecting women.
Can you imagine if she put that kind of fervor into an argument about abortion rights? Literally, this hearing is about trans women in sports. Let me ask you, statistically, how many trans women attack cis women in locker rooms? When was the last time you heard of an instance in which that occurred? Oh, you can't think of one? Wow, it's almost like it's not a problem. But if you bring up actually protecting women and talking about things that actually affect women, and you bring up the states that aren't very good at protecting women, your Republican states, if you use any terminology that they might find just hurts their feelings, they will try to strike it from the record. The same people who are protecting women in locker rooms.
When lawmakers like this are so far out of touch with what women need, we see states pushing back, at least states that will allow you to push back. I'm from the state of Texas, and of course, they don't want you to ever have an opportunity to raise your voice in the state of Texas. In fact, Ms. Perry, I know your organization, the Heritage Foundation, loves Texas. Ooh, they love Texas. They always sending us some nonsense bills that somehow set this country on the wrong trajectory. They send them to Texas. They send them to Florida. Every deplorable state that we can think about, they usually coming out of y'all's think tank. But nevertheless, when we talk about protecting women, what we've seen is, say, in the state of Ohio was one of the most recent states when their lawmakers didn't have the courage to do what they needed to do because, of course, we believe in gerrymandering. And because we believe in gerrymandering in this...
Point of order. I moved
Please
to strike
stop my
her
time.
I moved to strike her words, deplorable states.
That's not a point of order. Let the gentlelady proceed.
The committee will suspend. Whoa, 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 whoa. The committee will suspend. Just hold, slow.
If you bring up any problem that affects women other than trans women in sports being in the same locker room as cis women, which is not a problem at all, I mean, God forbid you bring up anything that actually affects women's lives negatively.
All right. So most everyone up here on the other side of the aisle has endorsed a person that has been found liable for sexual abuse of women to be our president of the United States. But we are going to talk about how this party is going to protect women.
But no, they don't actually want to talk about how to protect women. They want to talk about how to efficiently oppress trans women in a scenario which is completely fabricated, doesn't make any sense, and isn't a real issue.
Watching biological men dominating real women in sports is moving America's opinion to defend biological women and Title IX. This is a losing issue for Democrats because America fully agrees we have to protect women's sports.
Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene has ever cared about anything to do with women's sports before this issue. Because it's funny, I'd never heard a single Republican talking about issues with women's sports and protecting women until they wanted to keep trans women out of women's sports. Oh, and they're not biological men. They're just women.
Miss Goss Graves, how do you think Miss Gaines felt? Do you think she felt dehumanized being forced to undress in front of men in her sports or attacked?
Here's what I think.
That's a yes or no question.
But if I could
Being
answer
forced
this
to undress
question,
in front of a
Madam
man,
Chair,
isn't that dehumanizing
if
or
I could
attacking?
answer this question, Madam Chairman, because I actually think this is really, really important. The issue of privacy in locker rooms and in bathrooms, there's a wide range of
So you
ways
feel like
for
Miss Gaines should have
schools
had privacy?
to address that. You could put up a curtain, you could put up a door, you could have rotations. There are
I
so
reclaim my
many
time,
ways
Miss Goss Graves.
schools-
Listen, I certainly don't speak for all trans women or any trans women, but I can almost guarantee you, trans women are way more afraid to be in that locker room with you than you are to be in that locker room with them. No one is out here going through the process of transitioning just so they can be in a locker room with a bunch of girls. That's not happening. That is not happening. They're just women trying to go about their lives, trying to play a sport they love, trying to just be a part of society. And so if you're afraid of a man dressing up like a woman and pretending to be a woman just so he can get into a locker room with a bunch of girls, again, I know I've made this point before, but I think I really need to hit it home. You're not afraid of trans women. You're afraid of men. And she's right. Perhaps the issue of privacy in a locker room needs to be addressed, but it has nothing to do with cis women versus trans women. It's just a privacy issue in general. And placing that issue entirely on the shoulders of trans women is 100% not fair. Thank you for watching. Just use common sense. Use your head. All right? And respect trans women, or I will identify as a problem. Thank you for watching, though. For real. Seriously. Thank you for watching. If you want to check out some of my content that isn't news related, you can always check out my personal YouTube page at BadGamerWyatt. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.